This video is brought to you by Haven House Recovery Center. Alarming facts about teen drug use. Teen drug use and addiction have slowly been on the rise. While drug abuse and addiction aren't exactly the same thing, drug abuse could easily lead to habit-forming behaviors and eventually dependency. Prevention at the start is always better than seeking treatment later on, when the situation could be far worse. It is important that we talk to our children early about drug use and explain to them the adverse effects and the toll these can take on their health and mental well-being. Here are some alarming facts that you need to know about teen drug use, which can aid those suffering in your life. Why do teens use drugs in the first place? There are a number of reasons for this, the most common of which is experimentation. Half of new teen drug users are below 18, and there are a ton of reasons why they experiment with drugs. Some of these reasons are: 1. Curiosity. Teens usually hear news and stories about other people using drugs, even those that are just used for parties. This makes them curious about them and what it actually feels like to use them. 2. Peer pressure. Another leading connection between teens and drug abuse is pressure from their peers. Most teens cannot resist peer pressure and often succumb to this, especially since they don't want to feel excluded from their own group, or are striving for acceptance in more popular social circles. 3. Stress and emotional struggles. Much like alcohol addiction, some teens use drugs to cope with stress and emotional problems. However, this could easily make them dependent on drugs, thus leading to addiction. It becomes a cycle of resorting to using every time they need to alleviate their pain. What are some signs of drug use in teens? If you want to check for possible teen drug use, here are some things that you have to look out for. This is vital, as early detection of drug abuse and drug addiction can greatly help in teen drug abuse treatment. 1. Bad grades. Teens that are using drugs usually start to struggle in school. While this does not necessarily equate to drug use, it is better to be sure and to talk about this with your child if their grades are suddenly slipping. 2. The smell of smoke on breath or clothes. This is a good indicator of teen drug use. If your child frequently smells like smoke, then they might be smoking cigarettes at the very least, but harder drugs might also be a possibility. 3. Loss of interest in activities. If a teen stops doing what they previously loved to do, that is a cause for alarm. While it could simply be a shift in interests, it is best to be sure and ask about why they suddenly lost interest in the activities they previously engaged in. If you are a parent and you suspect drug use, it is very important that you intervene and help your child stop using. If your child admits to using drugs, do not overreact, as this could lead to the child being over-secretive and apprehensive about opening up. The best thing to do is to get them to address the main reasons why they used them in the first place. Reassure them that you are always there and they do not need to use drugs to feel better. The same should be done if your child denies using drugs. Knowing that someone is there for them can help them avoid using in the future. If your child is using drugs, we strongly suggest that you consult a doctor for options so that your child can undergo teen drug abuse treatment. After treatment, you can also enroll your child in a recovery center to ensure continuous healing and rehabilitation. Haven House Recovery Center is a Christ-based treatment center for men of all ages. We believe that addicts should be treated with positive regard and given a second chance in life. If you need a Nashville Recovery Center, you can also check Haven House in Hartsville and learn more about our programs and how we can help you. Call us now at 850-622-3774.